Hi and welcome back to Photography with Stuart, and today we're going to be doing 3 easy setups all around coloured pencils. So this is a really easy project. Everything can be done with a camera and a kit lens. So today I'm using my Fuji X-T2 with the 18-55mm lens, and also the Godox TT350, which we're actually going to have on the camera for today's project. So we're going to run through 3 simple ones, and I'm going to set those up and run through them now. Right, so we have our first setup all ready to go, and you'll see there in the background I have a packet of coloured pencils. Now I've gone for coloured pencils where the whole of the pencil is coloured as well, rather than just the lead in them. And then just in front of that I've got set up my helping hands, and that's holding one of the colouring pencils, which we've dripped a drip of water just on the end, which is now refracting the image of the pencil crayons in the background. So the dropper that I've got, I stole out of my daughter's doctor's set, and she let me use it for a little while. So you can find bits and pieces around the house to do this. It's not an expensive project to do. So what we've done, we've set up the camera, and I'm actually using a 10mm extension macro ring for this, but you can do this using an ordinary kit lens. All you're going to need to do is just crop in that little bit tighter. So our camera settings are as follows. We're on shutter speed of 100th of a second, we're at f8, and I have an ISO of 800. Now the ISO is quite high, but there's not really much I could do about it because this flash isn't a very powerful flash, and that is set up, it's bouncing off the ceiling, and that is set up at full power. So we've focused in on the pencil crayon, and now we're ready to take our first photo. So George is going to take that one for us. Going to press the red button down nice and hard. Press it down, right down. Can you see that? There we are. Right, you have another go. You've got to press it right down. That's it. So we're going to check our photo now. And that is looking pretty good. You happy with that, Georgie? Yeah. You're going to give the camera a smile, show how happy you are? Yeah. They're very happy. So we're going to have a play around, get a few more shots, and then we'll move on to our next scenario. Right, so we have our next setup ready, and what we're doing is we're going to catch some reflections in water on this one. So what we have at the bottom, we've got 2 trays which are going to catch the water. I've got 2 cups underneath that are holding the black perspex sheet that I've got on top. It's highly reflective and it's black, so it's perfect for this. I've got helping hands there at the back, and that's holding 3 colouring pencils. Now it's only got 2 arms, this one, so to get the one in the middle I had to use a pipe cleaner and a clip just to hold it in place. If you don't have a helping hands, you could probably do something similar using some pipe cleaners, but I'll leave a link in the description to get one. They're not expensive, I think that one cost me about £10. And then I've got my black background in the background, obviously. Silly, aren't I? And that is a 2 by 1.5 metre one. I'll leave a description for that as well, a link for that in the description. I've got 2 glasses of water. So my camera settings are 1000 ISO, Again, because the flash isn't very high powered, it's on full power and it's pointing up towards the ceiling and slightly back. And the reason it's slightly back is because I don't want much of that light to drop onto the background at all. There's going to be some, but we can edit that out afterwards. If you were doing this with a higher powered flash, you probably wouldn't have many problems. You could just move your background back a little bit, but I don't have the room. And again, we're shooting this at f5, and what we're going to do is we focus down on the nibs of the pencils. So to get this shot, we're going to pour the water across the perspex sheet from right to left, and as the water travels across, it's going to break up those reflections, so you're not going to have perfect reflections, and that is what we're after. So Georgie, have you got your finger on the button ready? Yeah, make sure it's there ready, and we're going to pour the water across. So when I say now, I want you to press the button. So after 3, 1, 2, 3. A bit late, we'll try it again as I'm pouring it. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good. Shall we have a look at that, see how that came out? So we'll press play. That looks pretty good. Should we try it one more time, even though that's pretty brilliant? I think what we can do is we could possibly speed up the shutter speed just a little bit. We'll go to 125th of a second. And you ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And one last time. 1, 2, 3. That's brilliant. Have a go at that yourself, and I'm sure you'll get some fantastic results out of that as well. It was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so we've got on to our third and final photo that we're going to do, and you're going to love this one. You love it, don't you, George?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we have here is we've got a coloured pencil, which is set up on our helping hands, and underneath that we have a sheet of paper. Underneath that we've got a speaker which is being held up by 2 tea bag boxes. You don't have to use tea bag boxes, it's totally up to you what you use to hold it up. And then in the background there we've got a white, I think it's a foam board as our background. Okay, so we have our camera set up and it's focused in on the nib of the pencil, and we're shooting at 250th of a second. Reason I'm at 250th of a second because that's the fastest sync speed available for this camera using a flash, and we're at f8 to keep everything nice and sharp. I have had to bump the ISO up, so we're at 1250, but I'm not overly bothered about that. And then I have my flash on full power. So I have my speaker connected up to my phone, which I'm running Amazon Music. If you don't currently use Amazon Music, it's awesome. I use it everywhere. I use it in the car, we use it in the kitchen, don't we, when we're washing up. We use it for everything.
Even our bedrooms.
Yeah, in your bedrooms as well. So, but if you don't have it and you want it, I'll leave a description. A link in the description. I'm good at saying a description in the link, aren't I? So we'll leave a link in the description for that. So I've got a blue pencil set up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use another blue pencil, and we're going to grab our sharpener, and we're going to start just slowly trying to get just some of the colour part of the pencil onto the
Not any of the brown.
onto the sharpener. Yeah, we don't want any of the actual wooden bit. Tiny little bit, doesn't matter too much. So, but we're going to get plenty of that. We should have loads there. We made a funny shape with the pencil. And what I'm going to do that is I'm going to tip that round about where the nib of the pencil is. Okay. And then I have my music all set up, ready to go. It's really nice and loud. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we just mute the sound for this bit because it's going to be far too loud for you. But what we're going to do is we're going to play the music, and essentially what that will do is the speaker will vibrate and it will start to throw some of those shavings up into the air. If you don't have a speaker, don't worry too much. You could use a sheet of paper and have someone knock it from underneath or something like that. But I found a speaker works best. So are we ready to go then, Georgie? Yeah? So let's let go 1 second. Make sure we're still focused. We are. So put your finger on the button, ready to go. And when you see it all bounce up in the air, press it as quick as you can. Awesome. So we're going to have... It scared you. Oh, we got some really good ones there. Back. It's all jumping up into the air. So we're going to have a few more goes at this.
I jumped as well.
You jumped. So we'll see if we can get some better results. But that one's pretty good. I reckon we can get some better ones there. And I hope you like this one, do you? Yeah, should we have another go?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorted. So I hope you enjoyed today's 3 simple projects. Why don't you take your pencils and see how many ideas you can come up with of your own. Well, thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe and ring that bell for notifications of future videos. If there's any topics you'd like me to cover, be sure to leave a comment below, and I will take a look at those, and I'll get round to as many as I possibly can. Well, thank you for watching, and ta-ta for now.